to see you, boys. NFL Week 1. Let's just hop right in. This is our reaction to everything that has happened thus far in Week 1. The Bills have been the favorite coming into the season. Josh Allen's been an MVP favorite, and they kind of showed it. Surprising to see the Rams play so flat, but hoping they pick it up for their sake because they have an incredibly difficult schedule. Eagles-Lions. Oh, Eagles-Lions.
Dude.
Eagles-Lions. We were so close to pulling that game off, but for a lot of that game, we weren't. It was a two-possession game most of the game, so the score does make it look like, we really gave them a fight, but overall, I don't think we did. That's kind of a very Lions thing to come very close to winning at the end, but not pull it off, and that's kind of what we did. Massive scoring game, though. Just about everybody scored in this game. DeAndre Swift, fantasy owners, you were very happy. If you took him in the first or second round, he had an amazing game.
Yeah.
I think it's exciting to see for your fantasy running back is the average yards per carry.
Nice.
More than like the receptions. For example, Antonio Gibson got me 20 points in fantasy, but that's because he got 8 receptions. He got thrown the ball 8 times. I don't know if he's going to keep up that consistency, but DeAndre Swift, 144 yards on 15 carries. He's got a rushing touchdown, and he was utilized a little bit in the passing game. So big game for DeAndre Swift. That was awesome to see. And Amon-Ra St. Brown had a touchdown. DJ Chark had a touchdown. All the guys that we kind of figured were going to get used in the receiving game. I'm surprised Hawkinson didn't get, like the fact that Chark out-received Hawkinson's kind of surprising to me. But also, we were throwing random shit there at the end of the game because we were down by 2 possessions. So it is what it is. I'm sad we lost, but that's all we got for Eagles-Lions.
Made me excited for him for the season, though.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
It was a good game.
Yeah, don't forget the Eagles were a playoff team last year, and they only got better. I know they were kind of a poverty playoff team last year, but they're a playoff team. And a lot of people think they're going to be 4-0 to start this season, myself included. So we'll see. They take on the Vikings next week, though, and Vikings are looking good.
Yeah.
49ers, Bears. Holy shit. Okay, not the best conditions for a football game.
They're like sliding. There's a mudslide after.
Bro, is there really an excuse for the 49ers to have lost this bad? I get it. Trey Lance, he's not Jimmy G, which feels weird saying because I'm not a big Jimmy G guy.
Yeah.
But especially with the Niners offense, the way they play, I can't believe they weren't able to
How
put
many
up
more
more
losses until they try to bring Jimmy G in? I saw like a overreaction or not an overreaction post, and it was saying that Jimmy G will be the starting quarterback by Halloween. Do you think that's possible?
I think that's absolutely possible.
Okay.
In fact, I hate to say this, why is Trey Lance starting anyway?
Yeah.
I don't know if the Niners organization just thought that the Bears were going to be a cakewalk, which I'd probably think too.
Yeah, I mean, we thought that.
You brought Jimmy G back. Jimmy G has been your playoff quarterback. No, I don't think Jimmy G is a top 5 quarterback in the league, but you got to coax him in. Or maybe Jimmy G for a half, and then you bring Trey Lance in to get him some reps.
Right.
Just throwing him in here and then losing the Chicago Bears, projected to be one of the worst teams in the league this year. I don't know. I mean, I guess in the long run, Trey Lance is probably your franchise quarterback more than Jimmy G is, so get him reps now, but can you really tank games to do it? I don't know. I'm not going to put too much thought into this game because of the weather. They always say that the worst team, the team that is worse, benefits when there's bad weather. Always, right? So I'm not going to put too much on the San Fran 49ers right now. I'm not going to overreact. We'll see. Steelers, Bengals. Holy shit. You know what? Steelers, Bengals, division rivals. Of course, they're always going to give us good games. I think the biggest takeaway from this game is Joe Shiesty looked like shit. The Steelers' offense was still piss poor, and the Steelers still won. Look at this, dude. He threw 53 passes. He threw 50. That is a Trevor Lawrence stat line right there. 33 for 53. 4 interceptions, 2 touchdowns. Steelers are one of the best defenses in the league. I'm not going to overreact here either because division rivals tend to give each other good games. But I think that whole special teams unit's going to need a review. We'll talk about the Evan McPherson thing later. Here's my biggest takeaway from this game. Evan McPherson on his 29-yarder game winner that he missed, there's a bad snap, bad hold, laces out, misses the kick. They kicked that on 3rd down, okay? There's a reason you kick field goals in overtime on 3rd down and not 4th down. You don't try and get your yards on 3rd down, then kick it. You kick on 3rd down, so if there's an issue with the snap or the hold, the holder just rolls onto the ball, and it's basically like kneeling it.
Yeah.
And you reset and you try again on 4th down. What the fuck were they doing? Dude, you practice that so much in special teams. It's 3rd down, you fuck up the snap, it's okay. Grab the ball or lay down.
Especially that close. It's not like it was like a 55-yarder.
Yeah, it's not like 55 back to 60. It's 29 back to 34. As a kicker, I would argue that a 34-yard field goal is actually easier than a 29 because a 29, you don't have a lot of margin of error on the left and right side. 34, is actually an easier kick, which sounds weird, but it is. So, final notes on Steelers-Bengals. The special teams unit is about to get reamed the fuck out. 3rd down, you got a shitty snap and a shitty hold, lay down on the ball. They probably just freaked out and panicked because it was a really intense situation and it's difficult difficult in practice to emulate overtime, but wow, that is such an obvious lay down on the ball and reset the thing. I mean, do they have the same result after trying again? Maybe, but at least you do it. 20-7 Patriots Dolphins. Mac Jones is out next game, I think, with a back injury, something like that. So we'll see. Patriots looked flat. Dolphins honestly didn't look that spectacular either. I did like to see that Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle were both actually utilized pretty well. 8 receptions, 94 yards. Overall, I'd call this a very underwhelming game, but not necessarily good news for the Patriots. Only putting up 7 points.
Tough, yeah.
Especially against the Dolphins, although you got to give the Dolphins defense credit. I think over the last 3-4 years, Dolphins defense has just gotten better and better and better. And I've started to really like the Dolphins defense. Browns Panthers, actually an awesome game. Jacoby Brissett really didn't do that much. This is like the most Browns thing ever, but they're just so good at running the ball. You know, the Browns get shit on a lot, but they're so fucking good at running the ball.
22 carries. Holy
141 yards, average 6.4. And Kareem Hunt still got 11, average 4.2. Anthony Schwartz had some rushing yards, and Brissett decided to take off every once in a while. They still came out with the win. It wasn't a spectacular game. I think Baker played pretty well, not super good. I would have liked to see the Panthers win here, but I think a big takeaway is McCaffrey didn't do that much. I think that's a really big takeaway right there. I think fantasy football people are frustrated, but you know what? He's still healthy. Okay, he's still playing. Colts Texans. Oh my God. If I was going to overreact about any single thing this entire week, it's that the Colts do not look nearly as good as I thought they would. Matt Ryan passed for more yards than any quarterback this week, 352, but that's on 50 attempts. You've got supposedly one of the best running backs in football, if not the best running back in football, averaging 5.2 yards per carry, 31 carries, 50 pass attempts from Matt Ryan. And do you go into overtime and tie with the Houston Texans? How? This is my one overreaction, is that the Colts are just not as good as I thought they would. I thought they were amazing last year, and I thought Carson Wentz was holding them back. And I thought Matt Ryan would be a huge upgrade. And based on me overreacting right now, I'd say it's just not looking good. I don't know if it'd be personnel or OCDC, whatever it is. But this is my overreaction. I hope it turns around. I love the Colts. I want to see them go to the playoffs and make a deep push. I mean, I think it's a coaching thing at this point, because you got the personnel, you've got the talent. You absolutely have the talent. And to tie with the Houston Texans is just crazy to me. Saints Falcons. Oh my God. Who would have thought the Falcons had a double-digit lead and they blew it? Oh, dude, I've never heard of that. Look at that, dude. It was 26-10 at one point in this game, Falcons, and they completely choked it. Jameis had an awesome game. Taysom Hill had a touchdown. Michael Thomas had 2. Slatman's back, baby. Michael Thomas looked like an absolute psychopath. And you know what? Juice Landry had 114 yards. And Chris Olave had 3 receptions for 41. Overall, I think Jameis played spectacular. Saints defense did not look as good as I thought it was. This game, to me, I was looking at it like, okay, Saints defense is going to carry. Saints probably won't put up that many points, but they'll still beat the Falcons. That was not the case. In fact, it was really Jameis who kind of carried this game. A lot of offense. Mariota played Patterson. Holy shit.
Holy shit.
Yes. Beast.
Yes.
Beast. If he keeps this up, I'll be shocked. But hey, that's a nice late round fantasy pickup right there.
Very nice.
So many years of his career, he didn't do anything. And he gets on the Falcons and he's just this like god, right? Ravens Jets. I'm not even going to mention this game. So underwhelming. When the Jets scored their only touchdown of the game, not a single person cheered. It was like the whole team was depressed to even be out there. It was sad to see. I hope the Jets start to pick it up. But Joe Flacco's in there right now while Zach Wilson heals up. So we'll see what happens when Zach Wilson comes in. Jaguars Commanders. When we picked our games, this is the only thing we mentioned. I said, if there's a game that we're both getting wrong, Chase, it's Commanders beating the Jaguars. I just wanted the Jaguars to win, but in reality, I felt like the Commies would win this one. Yeah. And they do, 28-22. Awesome catch by Jahan Dotson. I think it was actually exciting to see for the Jaguars, though. I think the Commanders are actually better than people think they are, and I think the Jaguars hung in there. I think Trevor Lawrence needs to chill out with the fucking Hail Mary bombs, though. Their last possession, Trevor Lawrence just chucks a sky ball, and it gets toe-tap picked off without a Jaguar in sight. I think he was trying to throw the ball away, but he kept it in bounds. James obviously got more touches than Etienne, which is depressing for me as a fantasy owner. I'm not gonna lie, but we'll see if that keeps up. Packers Vikings. I'd like to personally apologize. This was my absolute most incorrect pick of the entire week. The only thing I said, though, was the worst team at the start of last year was the Green Bay Packers. I think they lost 42-0 or 42-7 to the Saints when Jameis Winston threw 5 touchdowns. They looked similar here. I think think this whole game was downhill for the Packers the moment Christian Watson dropped a wide open touchdown. Oh my God. Dude,
tough.
It was almost like before he got the ball, he knew he was going to drop it. Did you see that?
Yes.
Dude, the instant the ball touched his fingertips, he's banging on his head frustrated. It's like he knew. It's like he's looking at it like, fuck, I'm going to drop it. Oh, I dropped it. Boom.
Yep. Yeah.
It was that quick. He didn't even process that he dropped it. I couldn't believe that play. I had no dog in this fight other than I thought the Packers were going to win. Vikings played spectacular. That defense looked amazing. Harrison Smith looks like he's still 25 years old, which is insane to me, and stifled the Packers and the reigning MVP, Aaron Rodgers, to 7 points. Giants Titans. Oh my God, what a collapse and what a piss poor effort from the Titans. I don't know what else to say about it. Saquon Barkley is certainly back. People laughed at us talking about Saquon Barkley in the second round. Couldn't believe that. 18 carries, 164 yards. He was also involved in receiving games slightly. He dropped like 33.4 in fantasy or something. Beast. I know real life isn't fantasy, but Randy Bullock misses a game winner at the end of the game. Titans completely collapsed. They had this game in the bag 20-3 for most of this game. I think the most important takeaway, Robert Woods is the guy that you got. He's your big pay wide receiver. You threw one pass to him. Dontrell Hilliard had 3 receptions. Who is that? Okay. And your number one guy, Robert Woods, has 1 reception. What the Titans tried to do after they got the lead was they tried to not lose. And you will always lose trying not to lose in the NFL. You must always try to win. You must play to win, not to not lose. They got their lead and they tried to not lose. And guess what? They fucking lost.
Did you see the play? It was literally 4th and 1, and they do like a tight end sweep instead of giving it to Derrick Henry.
So bizarre.
It just reminded me like the Seahawks.
I don't like believe in things being rigged, but I'm watching this game like, bro, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Did somebody call something in?
You have the biggest running back in the NFL, 4th and 1, and you're not going to give it to him. What are you doing?
Raiders Chargers, awesome game. I love this game. Derek Carr, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Interceptions got him there. I think that's why the Raiders didn't come away with this.
Devontae Adams is that guy. He is that guy.
Well, Devontae Adams won't produce without Aaron Rodgers. Shut the fuck up. 10 receptions, 141 yards, and a touchdown. Clearly doesn't matter. Herbo played amazing. I think the big stat here, 0 interceptions.
Yeah.
Say win a ball game. Chiefs Cardinals. This is just one of those games where you watch the Kansas City Chiefs and you're like, dude, they're just on a different planet. They're just on a different planet. First score is 14-0. The half ended. They just
laid it.
Their offense is just so fucking elite. It's unbelievable. I don't think the Cardinals really stood a chance at any point in this game. In fact, I think the Cardinals started bringing in their bench players because they were like, damn, we lost so hard that we're just going to give it up. One thing I'm excited about for Kyler Murray is no interceptions. This is a tough game against a super elite team, and they didn't just lay down. Like, they kept trying to score. They kept playing. Buccaneers, Cowboys, very underwhelming game. An absurd amount of field goals. The only touchdown of the entire game went to Mike Evans.
Nasty.
I think this reminds me, though, this is why the Buccaneers won the Super Bowl and they won it. Their defense is fucking stifling. Their defense is so good. You like to usually think of the Cowboys as one of the most elite offenses. And even with Dak in there for most of the game, CeeDee Lamb, Dalton Schultz, Zeke Elliott, Tony Pollard. I know you're missing Tyron Smith, but you really have no excuse to not get a single touchdown. You had to score a touchdown here if you're the Dallas Cowboys. If you can't, I mean, this season's over for the Dallas Cowboys. I hate to say it. I really like the Cowboys. This season's over. You're not going to the playoffs, Dallas Cowboys. If Philadelphia Eagles are going to the fucking playoffs, that's not even overreaction. That's just an unequivocal fact. Dallas Cowboys season is over. Cooper Rush is your quarterback now. It's literally 2 years ago all over again. Or was that last year? I don't know, when Dak went out in week 1 or 2. Season's over. Tell them what. That is week 1 of the NFL. Let's just conclude with our biggest takeaways. I'd say biggest takeaways, Vikings look amazing. I'm starting to lean towards the fact that they could very much win the NFC North. I had to see it to believe it, and I believe it now. I'm sorry, Vikings fans. I will change my tune on that. Vikings win the NFC North. Other takeaway, holy shit, Aaron Rodgers receivers better get that shit together before this guy fucking drugs all of your Gatorades with Perk 30s and forces you to play as well as him, because I was frustrated for him. Trey Lance gonna need some time to develop. Colts may not be as good as I thought. Falcons blow a lead. That's not even a takeaway, just a given. That's pretty much life at this point. Chiefs look elite as always. Buccaneers defense proving it's spectacular, and the Cowboys season is over. That's my takeaways from week 1.